Hi Parsons, and welcome back to the spring 2018 semester. We're here with our first video, and I'm so excited to be here in the new Art, Media, and Technology Motion Capture Studio. I'm sure everyone's heard a lot of buzz about it. I'm here with Kyle Lee, who's going to just kind of go into the idiosyncrasies of this awesome new space and its availability to students and talk about the design and technology program, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm Kyle Lee. Hi, I am instructor, professor, assistant professor at MFA or BFA Design Technology programs. And this is sort of the latest technology additions to the new school. And right now we're sort of situating the space for the design technology program for kids who are going to virtual reality and augmented reality, and kids who want to do their own animations and video games. This is the perfect place for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those viewers who maybe don't know a lot about animation and the process of starting it, what is it about this space that's going to enhance the student experience here and their sort of capabilities in that area?
So this is a motion tracking facility.
Right.
So you can see we have a person that's being tracked in a space.
Okay.
And his gestures will be translated into a set of digital data, and then you can take that data into your animations or games and map that to our cartoon characters or game characters.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna do some demos in a second.
Yeah.
And the reason we have this space is because we don't have a place like this in New York.
Right.
And
wait, like
not
anywhere in
even
the city?
Borough. There's a few places like this, but they are not as big, and they don't have good enough cameras in the space.
Wow.
So this is a really sort of investment from the new school to push the digital media, to a bigger and more opportunity place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for example, we have a big space. So for VR students, you can actually put on the headset and walk in a bigger space than any other VR headsets out there can provide. And we have one of the projects that we're students working on. So they're trying to create sort of escaping room experience in a space where you can walking around and try to free yourself from the environment.
So for example, like if this were a smaller space, as you're saying, it would maybe be more difficult to capture. It would just be more difficult for an actor to kind of map.
That's definitely
right.
Exactly. That's definitely one of the aspects to it. And when you get into VRs and AR, when you're thinking about the storytelling aspect of the VRs and AR, a lot of times is you're looking around and looking for clues, sort of coming up with your own storylines by yourself. This is very different than the traditional sort of digital media where the director tells you where to look at and what to think about. Right.
Sure.
So if we base on that theory, then the bigger the better. Right? So you can actually walk around and really explore the space for clues and for narrative bits, so to come up of your own story of what's going on in the space.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
This space is, I know that it's now officially up and running.
Yes.
Can you talk to, for some of the students who are watching, what's the availability like? Who is it available to? And who would be the students that are mostly using this space?
So right now, this is a part of the photo studio. So anyone who passed the training sessions can check out the space from the ERC.
Cool.
Right now, we're sort of coupling the space with different classes, and hopefully we can help students actually develop something out of this installations. Yeah. So most of the so example, classes are coming from AMT, and we have VRs and AR classes that sort of have part of their curriculum developed in the space. So right now, we're just starting to open up to the school, and we're still trying to figure everything out, how to run things better.
Sure.
So most of in terms of the availability of the place is now open to AMT students only.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. So that's a really good thing to know. If you're considering taking some AMT classes, you're going to maybe be able to use this studio. So can we, let's look at, if you stick around too, you're going to get a chance to tell us what we can, give us some motion suggestions, I think, right? And, Let's explain this to me. Let's check this out. What is happening?
So this is something that you will see probably in a Pixar animation studio, where the actors or actress will dress up in a Thai suit reflected dots on it.
Right.
And they were acting out the plots or the list of motions that the animators or game designer direct them to.
Okay.
And all this motion will be actually then stored into skeleton data, and that will be put into Maya or other animation programs, or even Unity for use for games or animations.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is really give you a very believable motions. If you look at, actually, if you have a second looking at the tracking results on the computer screen.
Okay, yeah, let's look at it.
It's very different than you tweak the whole animation frame by frame.
Oh, whoa! Okay, so this is James doing his thing back there, and we can see. I guess these are all of the points at which you've placed dots on him, right, to track the motions.
You pretty much set up sort of like a visual virtual barcodes on your body for computer to recognize this as a James skeleton.
It's amazing. And then if you look over here, he's boxing. That's amazing. That is so cool. And I can actually totally see where it's advantageous to have such a big space so that James has a lot of room to kind of, I don't know, as you said, act out all of this stuff.
I just also want to point out that this is, even though the installation was designed for game students and people who are into interactions, this is actually a great performance environment too.
Nice.
Imagine we real-time tracking actors into space, and we immediately can put sort of characters on top of the actor.
Yeah.
And we can have some improv acting going on in the space as well.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. So what is the
So Barsa is actually mimic the positions of a camera.
Oh,
so this is what the camera.
Yeah,
so this is, you can see the positions being tracked.
I see.
And this position and orientation will be translated into the digital space as where the camera is. So this is a virtual camera.
Okay, so it does sort of require, which is interesting, like two actors.
Yes,
right?
it creates a lot of very interesting and poetic experience. We used to have a camera, set in stone in one place and just looking at the camera. But at one point, it was like, why don't you take control over the camera, and that just sort of create a very sort of intimate space between the actors and
you can get so up close, you can get different angles. You really are like telling a story, essentially. That's really cool. Well, so what should we try next? I mean, what else? What can we do? Should we ask some people watching? Is there any motion you would like to see, everybody? Anybody? Oh, we have kicking. Maybe like a drop kick situation, right? Maybe like a high jump. Okay. Whoa! Airborne! Whoa! James is actually like a skilled person.
Be a gymnast.
Yeah. Maybe. What else? Okay. What would be people watching? Let's get creative. Like, what is a funny thing that a large boxer could do that is ballet? Oh yeah. Let's see some ballet. Do you know any ballet? Oh, you do. Okay. That's pretty good. I don't know if we have any like dance or drama students watching, they might take issue with some of the positions. Yes.
It's interpretive.
Oh yes.
So,
interpretive.
I'm a drama student. So what does water feel like to you?
What does water feel like to you from a current new school drama student?
Okay, we actually played with that. Thanks for mentioning it.
I love this. So much synergy. We are getting a chair involved. Oh no! We need to see
this. That's awesome.
That's so crazy.
It's almost like gravity, almost.
It really is. Oh, that's so great. That's so good.
Okay, you're out of water now.
I mean, just think, this is like This is how Pixar does their greatest hits, right?
Well, they will have $1 million stool for
Right.
that. Yeah, but we'll just use regular chairs.
Right. Pixar would maybe have some more stuff going on, but what else? What can we do next? What's the next?
So we have a lot of students who are using the space
Right.
for different things, and I mean animations and games or performance is definitely one of the first things come to mind.
Sure.
But we also have students who are using the space sort of like art installations, kind of interactive installation
Okay.
space. We have an example coming up in a second. Yeah, let's set it up.
Let's set it up.
Breakdancer.
Oh, breakdancer. Can you breakdance too? You seem like you have dancing capabilities based on your recent performance.
I think that.
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't
Try this at home.
Don't try this.
That is pretty good. I love that lounging.
You should look at the animated one. It's hilarious.
Yeah, the animated boxer. That's very good. That's really cool. Kyle, while we're waiting for this setup, can you talk to, if there are any prospective students and parents watching, what is the kind of student who might want to study design and technology? What are they? Who are they?
So, the design technology program at Parsons is in a very intricate place. It's sort of standing between the art and design, the society, and technology.
Okay.
Right? And a lot of time, what the design technology students do is they speak both language in technology, engineers and computer science,
Okay.
and design. So a lot of time they facilitate conversation or crossover between the two.
Sure.
And now is a perfect time to learn about design technology because everything now is a human-centered design.
Right.
We care about our clients. We worry about how users think about how certain thing works and certain things don't work. And a lot of those coming from research and prototyping for human or for user.
Yeah.
And a lot of that mindsets and design pattern, you don't see them in the traditional engineering school
Yeah.
or computer science school. So in a short, basically
Yeah, it's a
our
large
students,
topic, I know.
yeah, it's a really large topic. Basically our students who come to design technology, a lot of times they want to learn a lot of different things. And throughout the 4 years, you will sort of remix that, and depends on what you like, what you don't like, you'll have a different remix than other people. So you're probably very good with computer science, you're very good with coding, but you also love visuals. So you combine the two, and you got to do computer-generated graphics,
Wow.
right? So
Okay,
it's really
yeah.
depends
Yeah.
how you remix the two. But right now, we sort of provide a focus for the design technology program. We have one specific pathways on creative technology. Where
Okay.
People work with electronics and
Sure.
physical interface and that kind of stuff. And we have another track which is sort of an indie game environment, so where kids building games,
Okay.
but not necessarily for the AAA market. It's more as an expressive platform for their own thoughts and whatever they want to looking for
Right.
or speak of through the medium as a game.
Right. So using games to maybe impact social good or all of those kinds of. They don't need to necessarily be manufactured video games.
So it's really hard to answer. Oh, you're gonna finish the design technology program and get this specific title in design.
Right.
It's really hard. A lot of time we rely on students to define that title for ourselves, for themselves, and a lot of our students have secret sort of, expertise.
Wow.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
We just had, actually we didn't get to show it today. We have another student who, before he came to DT, he had practiced ballet for 15 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we have all the students are looking for ways to sort of break down the walls of things that already learned and try new things and put new way of technology into what they already know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
For a long time, we didn't know James can dance.
Yeah.
He just, he make video games all the time. So he's very good at it.
So if you at home are really good at math, computer science, and are very visually inclined and creative, and you are open to, sounds like a really cool,
You want to come up with your own titles and design.
you should come here and do DT. And now we're going to see Okay, explain, and also, if you want, introduce yourselves to the viewers. I know you're a current student.
Yeah, so I'm a senior DT BFA. My name is William Enders. And so this was a project I actually did for a class called Sound Matters. So it's taught by John Roach. Highly recommend.
For John Roach.
So this is actually less visual and more audio.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you guys want to sort of like stand around
let's
to experience it. So, actually, that's really loud.
No, that's good.
All right. Hold on. We're gonna. There we go. So basically, what this is doing is it's taking the position of this dot over here and mapping it to a couple of different sound parameters.
Oh my god!
So actually, if you sort of go over here a little bit more, it'll sound more like a still signal, right? And as you go up and down, the sort of pitch shifts a bit, right?
That is so insane.
So it can work with up to like 4 different trackers. So we actually had a group of like 12 people in here, and they were all sort of like walking around and like sort of creating like a sort of soundscape throughout this room. So this is just like one of the many different ways you can use. Right. And actually, I was going to say, it took like one afternoon to set up. It's honestly like Kyle is such a good like professor and like can really help us out that it's like it's super easy to set up.
Wow. So, okay, in case you didn't hear that, basically, this technology is so advanced, and also Kyle is so good that you were able to create this in just one afternoon, right? But how did you talk about how did you conceptualize such an idea? I mean, I could see like a dance performance and getting mapped through music. I mean, that's so many things crossing over.
Right,
so what was your thinking behind that?
Yeah, it was made for a final project for my sound design class, and so one of the sort of like theme of that was to create like a sort of spatialized sound installation.
Okay.
And so I thought, like, what better way to sort of include spatialized mapping than in like a sound project? So it was a sort of direct like one-to-one between mapping space to audio.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
And so I just like kind of came up with this sort of sci-fi soundscape.
Oh yeah, this is definitely in the next Get Out or like the next weird movie. That is so cool. Kyle, anything else that we wanted to cover?
One thing I really like this installation is when Will run it for the first time, there are like 5 people in the room, and all their sounds were intertwined. And there's a moment when everyone put the controller down, and then the whole room just go quiet.
Yeah.
I think that was the moment for me that this is a great way of using the space for installation. So Barstow right now is gonna recreate that moment. Just put it down on the floor. And you start to hear the pipes and things going on.
You can hear silence. Wow. Okay, this place is incredible. Anything else we want our audience members to know other than you should definitely make sure you take a class in AMT or with Kyle so that you can enroll in this, huh?
So one thing that's very important right now is the tracking space only allow you to track the data of your gestures and motions of an objects and anything. You will have to come up with the tools to take advantage of the data. So if you're interested in animations, be very good at Maya's and all the 3D animation programs. If you're interested in games, be good at Unity or Unreal Tournament engines, Unreal engines for game development. So in the future, we'll start providing workshops on Maya, but those are just teach you how to take the data and bring them into certain software. You want to do amazing work, you still have to work hard on the software that you're.
This is just an enhancement.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a vehicle to allow you to do better things and more interesting things in your work. But at the end of the day, you still have to be good at Maya. You still have to be good at Unity. Yeah.
But that's okay. That's what you will get at Parsons. Oh, and then do you have one more thing to do?
I'm James Berry. I'm thankful for this space, and Kyle let me use the space to create my final for last semester, which was a video game called the knockout punch. And so in the game, you press a bunch of buttons, and the two fighters power up to get the last punch. It's supposed to be like after a fight happened, so they're all tired. And so to get that realistic animation, I used the motion capture lab, and I was recording myself, and the animation came out really well. And every time I show it to because I'm also an after school teacher, when I show it to the kids, they're just all excited. They're always asking, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? They love seeing the guy get knocked out or they're all tired and stuff. And so yeah, I plan to continue using this space to improve the game, add more, add a story mode or something.
Yeah. Do you have the game? Is it accessible somewhere online?
It's online right now. Did I say that?
Oh yes, say it. But we'll link in the comments. Yeah, this is all about you. This is your moment.
It's jwberry.itch.io/TKOB.
Okay.
So jwberry.itch.io/TKOB.
Okay, we're totally linking James's project. We're gonna link more information about DT and this space. Thank you guys all so much. Good job with this
Thank you, everyone.
really amazing
Thank you, everyone.
animation performance. And thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos throughout the semester. And